You're back. Nice to see you. My name's Laura. Today we're going to be discussing why don't some people heal? Actually, it's my husband who will be discussing this. I might have some stories or add some injections of other comments, but I'm going to turn to him now because he's got the answer. Honey.
What makes you think I have the answer?
Because you have the connection that will give you the answer.
Not if it's AT&T.
Are you on AT&T right now?
Let me check.
I thought you were on.
If I'm taking my AT&T, that might be tomorrow when I get an answer. Just bad connection. Anyway.
So, why don't some people heal?
We've asked that question many times, right?
Mm-hmm. We have.
Frustrates me sometimes because I know that I fell for that whole concept from the movies and even from the Bible where Jesus touches somebody and then they're healed.
Yes, miraculous. Bam.
Right, and even in the Bible, I mean, even in movies, it's a guy goes and touches the person, and they healed immediately. So in my mind, someone's supposed to get healed right away. Well, first of all, that's not how it really works. We had one video. If they haven't seen that video, what's the title of that video, by the way?
Which one?
The one about how long it takes for people to heal?
I think that's the name of the video.
Oh, okay.
How long does it take to heal?
Then they should go back and watch that video, right? Because I think that gives some insight as to why someone might not heal, or you might think the person's not healing.
Right.
It looks like it takes a long time. So to me, the answer is not that some people don't get healed. It's a question of how long does it take. And it might take a very, very long time for some people, so that it feels like they're not being healed. If it takes 10 years for someone to heal, after the 5th year, I think you'll never heal. Anyway, you want to say something?
I was going to say, we have had instances where you were trying to get this healing work done on individuals, but you never did check to see if you should even be doing healing work for them. And when you finally did check, you were told, no, we're just going to make the person comfortable because this is what they're supposed to go through.
Is that what you're asking about when you say, why don't some people heal?
No, but that came to mind.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good point. But see, to me, even at that point, they're being healed to the capacity that they're supposed to be, level that they're supposed to. So, but I understand what you're saying. Yeah. Well, in that case, there are cases where people don't want to be healed. Because they've already accepted the fact that I'm not going to get healed. I don't want to be healed, but I want to spend time with my family. So how about if you make things comfortable for me? And they're not talking to me, they're talking to the angels. Right. And then the angels get to work. Because I don't know, actually, at that time, I don't know about the arrangement until when it's towards the end, when they come to me and say, well, tell you what, you've done a good job, but how about if you stop trying to heal me? Okay, just stop. And that's when I said, why not? Why do you want me to stop? Then they explain to me what's going on.
Okay, and that's not the actual physical person doing that. It's their soul body that's doing that. That's talking to my husband.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Just to make sure you understand that very clearly. It's not the individual who's calling us up and saying, hey, will you just, cut out that healing thing? I just want to spend time with... No. It's my husband when he's doing work, and he can actually speak to souls, your soul, while he's doing work, if need be, if he's supposed to.
Well, nobody tell them their story might scare them thinking they're dying.
No, it's not a bad thing.
All right. Remember that everything we do is, almost everything we do is remote. So we hardly have...
We don't normally have phone calls or face-to-face conversations with anyone.
That's rare. Unless if they show up at the house because they're local. Like we had just yesterday, was it?
Yes.
The day before? What did you have?
Oh, yesterday.
Yesterday.
Pretty sure it was yesterday.
Well, anyway, we had one of the parents just show up for one of the kids. Michaela, they know about Michaela. Right, Michaela's dad showed up and he just wanted to touch base with his daughter, which was kind of nice, but we didn't expect that. So, right, that's one reason why people would get healed. To me, though, the biggest reason, in that case, they've chosen not to get healed. Right, because their mission or their purpose on this earth is over, and they know that, okay, I'm winding down my time on earth, so just buy me some time. I just want some time, and then so they can get things straightened out with whomever they need to straighten things out as far as they're concerned before they go to the other dimension, right? Because they don't really die. So it's really like crossing. It's like opening one door going to another dimension.
I
They
call
don't
it
die.
crossing over.
And that's what it is, you know. But they don't die really. So the biggest one that I've seen is where the healing is delayed. Is what I say. It becomes a long process, and that's because people have what are considered blockages.
Okay.
Okay, and that one drove me crazy for a long time until it was revealed to me that that's what happens. You remember there are times when first of all, I have to get permission to work on anybody. So if I go and try to do work on anybody without, let's say I forget to ask permission, as we know, it's not effective.
Nothing will take place, really.
So that's one reason why someone doesn't get healed, because we didn't get permission, right? But once we get the permission, then we go and do the work, and we see where someone still doesn't get healed. We actually see individuals, we send a message to somebody, and then they send us a message back after an hour. I feel worse. Which then stuns me. I'm like, how could you be feeling worse? Now, we know there are cases where when the healing work is done, they feel worse for a little bit, and then they recuperate.
Right.
But there's some individuals where they just feel really bad and they don't recuperate quickly. So we've done work on that. We've come to find out that it's because of blockages. You know, so what do we mean by that? By blockages? We mean that these folks, it would be like, I guess, let me look for a good, again, let's go back to pipes, right?
Like on a car?
In a car?
Or plumbing in a house? I'm trying to, you said pipes, so I'm just thinking what has pipes that we could give a visual of something that would be clogged.
I don't imagine cars to have pipes, so you threw me off on that one. Like, boy, maybe hoses, but you know. But like a house, right? So
Right, like a house.
works. So you have pipes there. Have you ever had, I know we've had this happen, where, remember they had that one time where our water heater was just spilling water?
Yes. We didn't know why. We couldn't figure it out. Someone came and said, "Oh, you have to replace the water heater." Another one said, "Oh, there's a pipe burst in your wall." And we're getting all this
stuff. And then I kept telling you, I don't think that's what it is, right? And then I finally checked. I said, let me go check on this thing. And then I was told, change this one part, remember?
Yes.
I
He
said-
finally went to the altar and tuned in, and he was told, it's this part. Why didn't you do that a long time ago?
No, but the point is that here's this one piece, and I'm saying, how could that be? Because that's the one piece that, I forgot what it is, but
Overflow valve.
overflow valve, right? How could that be causing the water
To be leaking out of the
supposed
machine.
to let the water come out of the overflow pipe that we have, and there's nothing coming out of that pipe? So I say it couldn't be that. But then we went and got it and changed it, and everything was fine.
Ta-da!
Right? Since they're paying like whatever they're saying, or whatever the amount was for a new water heater
Yes.
plus
Thousands.
labor, all of a sudden it was $15.
It turned out really well.
Now, that long story comes to this. The water heater had water coming into it, right? For whatever reason, the overflow valve wasn't working properly, and it wouldn't allow water to flow where it's supposed to go. So instead, I don't even know where it came out from to this day.
Neither do I.
We can't trace it, but then the water was going all over the floor, just getting everything all wet. Again, like I said, I'm speechless even now as to where the water came from.
But the point is it got fixed, though.
No, but the point is that the water leaked out.
Right.
And then we couldn't use the water heater
Right.
because it just kept leaking. There was a blockage. And the blockage was being caused by the
valve, the
overflow
faulty valve.
Exactly. So as much as the water wanted to come out, it couldn't, so of course it just leaked out. Instead of going into the pipes for the house, it leaked from
Onto the
somewhere
floor.
out of the water heater and onto the floor. It's the same thing with us as human beings. We have blockages that we cause. And the biggest one is emotional blockage. And with that, this is where we have things that we refuse to face. We don't want to deal with it, or deal with these things at all, for whatever reason. So we try to bury them as deep as we can. But your soul knows that it's there and it's an issue. Your body knows because your body can feel it, it's an issue. And you know there's something going on, but because you're trying to bury it, you try to ignore it, then you think that, okay, it's not going to affect me. So what happens now is it's affecting the individual that's burying all this. There's illness. Who knows what else?
It's blocking the flow of the energy.
Exactly. So now here we come, and how do we heal? Provide energy to the person, right? So the person can heal. Well, now you provide energy to this individual. It's just like water going to the water heater. When it gets there, there's no room for it to go because there's a blockage. So it comes back out. It can't heal the person. So the person doesn't get healed. And the person feels worse because when we send the healing energy, there's an overflow. There's too much energy. You see? So they can't handle it. It's way too much. So they feel worse. Then once it gets kicked out, then they feel okay again, but they don't really recuperate. They still feel sick. The blockage is in the way. Right? And then of course, we have the other type of blockage where it's not as intense, but it's something that is caused by, again, memories, but they're not as intense. You're not trying to bury them as you're doing with the emotional block. It's more of an energy block, even though the other one is also energy. This one is more about, you just don't have to deal with it right now. It's there, but it's something you know you should deal with, but you're trying to put it aside just for now. So those are easier to deal with. They're not as intense, but they also cause blockages. So until those things are dealt with, no healing work is effective at all because the energy can't flow. So no matter what we do, the person won't get healed at all. Now once you realize that these blocks are there, we go in and then see, okay, let's see if we can get rid of these blockages. And one of the easiest ways, well, I won't say easy, but one of the ways that they do it in the regular world is you go to a therapist, right? You go to a counseling session, and then you talk about all that stuff. I don't know how long it takes, but you talk about it.
No, a few people who've gone for over 30 years and still never had any resolution.
Well, some people it takes a long time, right? But that's the point, that they can go and do that. And what we do is we ask the angels to see what they can do on behalf of the individual to shorten that time and to help them remove that emotional or energy block. And then once it's removed, there's clear flow now, and now we send the same healing energy, and now it can flow through to where it's supposed to go and do the healing.
Now it's effective.
Right? But it took us a while to figure that out. And we're about to do that on some people right now, because especially one individual where it just seemed like almost impossible to help this person heal. So we're going to try that and see what happens with her.
Looking forward to it. I think that answers the question.
You sure?
Pretty sure, yes.
Okay. So what did you get from it, to summarize?
To summarize, why some people don't heal. It could be because they've chosen not to have the healing. It could also be because there are blockages, either emotional or energetic blockages within their being, not physical body, but in their soul body, that are preventing them from getting healed, because those have to be removed before the healing can take place.
Okay.
Is that a great summary?
I think so.
Yay! All right. We hope you enjoyed this information. Please be sure to share if it's helped you or you think it will help someone else. And we'll see you in the next video.